The following message is transmitted at the request of the Yakima County Department of Emergency Management. Emergency alert. A Level 3 evacuation is in effect for the following areas, within 2 miles of U.S. Highway 12, between House Creek campgrounds east to the Oak Creek Wildlife Area. A Level 3 evacuation means go. Evacuate now, leave immediately. Danger to your area is current or imminent, and you should evacuate immediately. If you choose to ignore this advisement, you must understand that emergency services may not be able to assist you further. Do not delay leaving to gather any belongings or make efforts to protect your home. This will be the last notice you receive. Re-entry to evacuated areas may be denied until conditions are safe. For further information from the Yakima County Fire Department on the status of this fire, go to www.wafireinfo.com. Use caution driving around fire areas. Visibility is as low as 1/10 of a mile. Be alert for pilot car operations and one-way traffic in the area.
This is NOAA Weather Radio Pendleton broadcasting from KIG 75 in Yakima. The current time is 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Air stagnation advisory in effect until further notice. What? Poor air quality. Where? Catitas Valley, Yakima Valley, east slopes of the Washington Cascades and Simcoe Islands. When? Until further notice. Impacts. Poor air quality may cause issues for people with respiratory problems. People with respiratory illness should follow their physician's advice for dealing with high levels of air pollution during periods of stagnant air. State air quality agencies highly recommend wood-burning devices be limited as much as possible. According to state air quality agencies, prolonged periods of stagnant air can hold pollutants close to the ground where people live and breathe. Check with your local burn agency for any current restrictions in your area. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Washington Department of Environmental Quality. An urgent health warning has been issued for the Columbia Basin for hazardous air quality. Everyone should avoid all physical activity outdoors. Sensitive groups should remain indoors and keep activity levels low. It is recommended to wear a dust mask rated N95 or N100 to help filter out small particulates. Extra precautions should be taken for children and senior citizens who are more susceptible to smoke. Stay inside as much as possible with doors, windows, and fireplace dampers shut, and preferably with clean air circulating through air conditioners and air cleaners. Do not forget to keep air conditioners on recirculation mode to keep from pulling outside air into the room. Prepare to evacuate if directed. Listen very closely to your local or state officials and act in order to protect yourself and your family. In advance, prepare any medications, medical devices, emergency contact information, and a list of prescriptions to take with you. This will remain in effect until further notice.
The following message is transmitted by the Washington State Emergency Management. As of 1:50 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, medical centers located throughout the Columbia Basin in Washington and Oregon are struggling with capacity issues, and are receiving large amounts of people infected with an unknown pathogen. Tens of deaths have already occurred. Reported symptoms included a dull headache, weakness, dizziness, nausea or vomiting, shortness of breath, confusion, blurred vision, and loss of consciousness. Due to the unknown nature of this pathogen, all residents are now being mandated to stay in your building or relocate to one immediately. Remember to keep your air conditioning recirculated so as to not let the pathogen as well as smoke into the area.
The following message is transmitted by the Washington State Emergency Management. The health message earlier regarding an unknown pathogen has been confirmed to be carbon monoxide poisoning. Although not a pathogen, residents are still being mandated to stay in your building with the air conditioning on recirculation mode. The symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning included a dull headache, weakness, dizziness, nausea or vomiting, shortness of breath, confusion, blurred vision, and loss of consciousness. Many medical centers are at full capacity and it is recommended to call 911 for life-threatening emergencies. It may take longer than usual due to extremely low visibilities. Excessive heat warning in effect until further notice. What? Dangerously hot conditions with temperatures of 100 to 106 expected. Where? In Washington, northwest Blue Mountains, east slopes of the Washington Cascades and Simcoe Islands. In Oregon, Wallowa County, northern Blue Mountains of Oregon, southern Blue Mountains of Oregon, Occo John Day Highlands and east slopes of the Oregon Cascades. When? Until further notice. Impacts. Extreme heat will significantly increase the potential for heat-related illnesses, particularly for those working or participating in outdoor activities. Additional details. Due to the unexpected prolonged air stagnation combined with heavy smoke, it will slowly continue to get hotter over the coming days to weeks. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Washington Department of Environmental Quality. The water supply in the region has been compromised. It has been determined that water is unsafe for consumption, and the Department of Environmental Quality is heavily requesting residents to only use bottled water. Do not flush toilets, wash clothes, take showers, consume or come into contact with any tap water. Some areas will have their water shut off depending on the level of water toxicity. Due to extreme atmospheric conditions, voluntary evacuations are now underway in the Columbia Basin. You may evacuate using any major highway. This is not mandatory.
Nuclear power plant warning. This is not a drill. The following message is transmitted by the Washington Department of Emergency Management. The Columbia Generating Station 10 miles north of Richland, Washington has suffered a total meltdown of all reactors. This has released lethal amounts of nuclear fallout into the air, and will spread for hundreds of miles. All residents within 250 miles of the Columbia Generating Station must evacuate immediately. Do not wait for door-to-door notification. Do not attempt to pick up relatives or loved ones. Leave the area immediately. You will die of radiation sickness if you do not evacuate. In addition, this event will turn the air quality lethal in the Columbia Basin almost immediately. Furthermore, the radioactive fallout will react with the existing large carbon monoxide in the atmosphere, and may burn a large hole in the ozone layer. Do not hesitate to evacuate. You will be killed.